Hello and welcome everybody to 1969. You'll remember such events as Woodstock. 350,000 rock and roll fans sliding around the mud, rocking and rolling. Neil Armstrong, space race, Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin landed on the moon. A small step for a man. One small step for a man. More importantly, George Archer won the Masters at Augusta National. More importantly, people's perspectives are so wonky sometimes. And Ben Hogan came out with this beautiful speed slot persimmon driver. Does this hold up? Can we get this on the review table and slide it through some mud? All right, not really any mud. It's just gonna put it on the review table. The sole is very non-distinctive from woods from this era. We have a 4-screw sole plate, wood number, the lovely medallion-style Ben Hogan seal with the initials BH in the middle. Hogan between these front 2 screws on the forward portion of the sole plate. Kind of what I always see this as like a TIE fighter style sole plate. I know it's square, but the little circle in the middle, doesn't that look like a TIE fighter cockpit? Moving on. You can see there is right here, the pin. The shaft is pinned. We spin around the skirt. No speed slot on this particular individual, Ben Hogan, but that is a speed slot. The face, we see the laminate. We see the inverted Y face insert with the 4-screw inverted Y pattern. More of a rounded sole. And on the crown, we have the face insert cutout, Ben Hogan in script. We have the red and blue line underneath the Hogan. This club, if this club could talk. Spinning up the whipping, we see the green, gold, green style ferrule. We have a stepped shaft with the Hogan Apex, you guessed it, number 3 shaft on here. If you look closely in my range footage, there's a black label right here. That was somebody's name and address, so I don't like to put that on the YouTube channel. So I cut that off right before making this segment. You can see my own sticker 1969 reminding me the year. And this is a Golf Pride Victory grip. Actually says Victory here in the center circle here. Made in the USA. Golf Pride. Swing right, grip right. You gotta love the old Victory grips. And it's a beautiful, beautiful club for laminate. But we're gonna get this out on the range and see how it feels. See the inverted Y there, Ben Hogan speed slot. This is a little driver, 1969. Ben Hogan famous for their irons. You know, they're a golf manufacturer. They're going to come out with some interesting technology. Speed slot, laminate driver here. So let's see how we do here. We have a broken tee. I'm just going to use this broken tee because that should give us enough. Yeah, it should be fine. And yeah, you know how my friend, when I just started golfing around 1999 to 2001, he told me several times, and this is just his opinion, he acknowledged this, is he felt like you should buy tailor-made irons and Callaway drivers. And of course, you know, comes like 2003, it kind of flipped on me where I really wanted the Callaway irons and the tailor-made drivers. But that's how I feel about this, like the vintage Ben Hogan. I want the Ben Hogan irons, but I want the McGregor drivers. That's just my impression of like what I've seen and what I've hit. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below while I hit this Ben Hogan driver. Maybe some people love them. We'll see how I feel about this. Yeah, that's a bomber, high off the face, left to right, carried over 200 into the wind, so I'm not complaining about the effectiveness of it. It was just me and the wind slicing that off. It's so nice having this left to right wind because I have an excuse for everything that goes right. Watch, I'll pull one and I'll be like, yep, that's the wind. Just blame everything on the wind. So as far as feel goes, it feels like a laminate wood, not too heavy, doesn't have a massive, like some of the pings have a really big looking footprint. This doesn't. This looks pretty compact. And of course the wind is picked up all of a sudden. Yeah, that was me. That was a terrible slice. What I need to do is I need to try to put a little bit of draw on this to hold it up against that wind. All right, we're going to play this a little bit back in my stance. We're going to see if we can keep this held up into that wind. Oh, much better. Still moving a little bit to the right, and that landed right around the 200-yard mark. So nothing spectacular on that one. Kind of figured it out a little bit. Let's try that again. It's not skill unless you can do it twice, right? Otherwise it was just luck. I don't mind being lucky. Same stance, same swing. Bring it on. Yeah, not quite as nice as the first one. Moving pretty far off to the right. Man, that wind is brutal. Ben Hogan. It's a Ben Hogan persimmon, a Ben Hogan laminate, and has a speed slot on it, which I think is kind of gimmicky. Small footprint. I don't know if this is something I'm either challenged by or something that I really want. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.
On the range, I said this looked small. So the first thing I did when I came back was to my studio here, I'm like, I'm going to compare that to a 1967 McGregor. I made a video about this, VIP 1967. So contemporary wood, and they're about the same size. Yeah, the McGregor has a flat sole, where this one has a curved sole. You can see pretty clearly right there. And this one has a speed slot. The Ben Hogan has a speed slot, all right? But for its contemporaries, it's a pretty normal size driver, okay? And Ben Hogan is a brand I love. I love their irons in particular. Their 60s, 70s, 80s, you name it. I love their irons. They're so beautiful. They did such a good job, and they seem to endure. Their chrome seems thick and hardy. It doesn't peel off as easily as some other brands, which we're not going to name. And so a part of me wants to be completionist. I want the Ben Hogan irons, I want the Ben Hogan woods, and then it's just going to be Ben Hogan everywhere. Whee! But there's a problem here. Okay? So who has played this club? Jack Nicklaus? Arnold Schwarzenegger? President Barack Obama? None of those people have played this wood. And that's why I don't like them. It really bothers me. I don't like these clubs. They're laminate. They look like all the other clubs. They don't bring anything special. Oh, they have the inverted Y. But to me, there's just nothing exciting about this. The speed slot in the back is kind of gimmicky. Walter Hagen has the little slot in the back, the aft portion. This one has the slot in the toe. For what? Why? What does it do? Nothing, all right? So, does this bring excitement to my bag? No, it doesn't. Doesn't make people, whoa, look at this. It's not stunningly beautiful. It's just an driver. Yay, hooray, I don't like it. But if you want to represent the era, like if you wanted to travel back in time, what was it like to play golf back then? You can't obviously do that because you've been exposed to new equipment, so the feelings that you're going to have aren't the same. But people playing this is just another driver. I just need a driver to fill out my set. That's what this feels like. It feels like the set that you put together for your in-laws or for your dad. Dad, you're coming into town? All right. See, this is how I talk on my phone. But like when I talk to kids, they're like, call me. They're holding like, call me. Where I'm like, call me, right? That's not that. That's old. That gives away my age. This is, call me. Hey, hi, say hi. All right. So this is like your loaner set. Kind of a club, and I don't want that. I have the whole world to choose from. I can choose any club I want in my vintage set. Why would I choose this one? Let me know in the comments below. But for me, no, absolutely not. Why? But it's a good club. I can't complain about that. So, I'd like to thank my patrons. Thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. You can join us on Patreon. I post a few behind the scenes updates here and there. It's just general support. You can also support me by visiting my Amazon shop. I'll put a link in the description below. I have some Amazon golf themed gift ideas in my golf shop down there. I am an Amazon associate. I make proceeds from qualifying purchases. Thank you everybody for watching. I am the Vintage Golfer.